Hey, here out in the garage with TheEZGZ. If you spend much time in the Volkswagen air-cooled circles, from time to time conversation will come up of a cast crank versus a forged crank shaft. And I mentioned the other day how I had known some fellas out in the sand dunes. One guy was a real avid about requesting a cast crankshaft. And I don't know why he would have done that, but somebody else he knew, he had one and it had been run for years, or that was the story as I remember it, so take that for what it's worth. And sure enough, one day we were about as far away from camp as you can get, and we were messing around on the side of this hill trying to do wheelies up it. And all of a sudden he coasted to the bottom of the hill, and we drove over and asked him, what's up? And he says, something's the matter with my engine. And sure enough, we went around back and we started trying to turn the engine over, because when he hit the starting motor it wouldn't turn over. And what happened was actually I've had several funny things happen like that. This particular one, it wouldn't turn over. We put it in neutral and towed him back to camp. Another time, a guy says, yeah, I heard a pop noise and it started running like shit, so I shut it off. And he coasted to the bottom of the hill. And we went over and we grabbed hold of the crankshaft and we turned it back and forth. Then it moved, and I think it was because of the previous experience that we did that. And so he had it in gear. He says, go ahead and try to turn it over. So he was turning it. Ying, 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 ying. His starting motor was making noise, and we're staring at the generator pulley on the back of his buggy, and it ain't turning. A snapped crankshaft. Yeah, I think it was the center main. So we had to tow him up back on a strap. And you'll see advertised cast cranks versus forged cranks, and I think the cast ones are a little bit cheaper. But the point of this video is you should keep in mind that casting technology has vastly improved over the last 100 years, and they add different chemicals. When you cast something, you get a more uniform grain structure. It's more like all these little dots sitting side by side, and it doesn't make any difference where the right angles are or how the throws on a crankshaft go or anything else that's cast. You've got this porosity, and you've got this distribution of molecules that's pretty much uniform if it's allowed to cool properly. Everything affects everything. But when you hear about a forged crank, that means it's been beat into that shape. They take a billet, a piece of steel, and they pound it into shape. And I think to get those crankshaft throws in a general position before they can machine it, it probably takes probably 2 or 3 separate processes where they are forcing it into shape, and it's a sudden boom. Now what that does, and the reason why it's stronger, they can use a little bit different kind of steel. It's a better grade of steel, and when they beat it and it makes a turn into the crankshaft throw, it stretches those little molecules and little fibers and things. So it has more of an elasticity. It's been stretched. It has a little bit of memory. And another thing that you can tell is if you strike a piece of something that's chromoly, and that's what I've done. I've taken the gears off of my crankshaft, and I've suspended it from a couple pieces of tie wrap here, and it's just hanging here in outer space. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tap on the throat, not on a bearing surface, but I'm just going to give it a tap. And you hear how it rings. My hearing is so bad I can't really hear that. I'm hoping that the camera microphone picks up on that. Let me try it again. Get you a little closer here. Hear how that rings? It's still ringing. It's still ringing. Still ringing. I don't hear it anymore. It might still be ringing. A cast crank won't do that. If you have a cast crank and you do the same thing, it will just go thud. I think that's kind of cool. Anyhow, I think I'll just post it up for your viewing pleasure and let you listen to some forged cranky music. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. TheEZGZ out. Have you done your yoga today?